Ethiopian troops had been closing in on Tigray's regional capital since forces there ignored an ultimatum to surrender on Wednesday. They say they've seized control of all key installations, including the airport, and have freed thousands of troops allegedly being held hostage by Tigrayan forces. The Ethiopian army says its main aim now is to track down any last holdouts. After fully controlling Mekelle city, our army is hunting and going after and searching for the elements opposed to peace that are hiding in holes and pits. But despite the Ethiopian army's declaration of victory, Tigrayan forces say the conflict is not yet over. They told Reuters news agency that they would continue their fight from areas not yet under government control. Some analysts believe they could also be planning to conduct a guerrilla war from the mountains. The fate of civilians is also causing concern. Tens of thousands have fled to neighbouring Sudan.
They are very uncomfortable being in exile. Many of them, as I've said many times already, have left behind everything, relatives, their work. Most of them are farmers, and it is the harvest time and they cannot do it, so a major source of livelihood is lost.
Another source of anguish for many refugees is the lack of information about what is happening to their loved ones back home, because the government has cut internet and phone links to the region. Aid agencies are also urging the authorities to open a humanitarian corridor to allow them to help people on the ground.
I'm joined by Samuel Getachew, a journalist in Addis Ababa, capital of Ethiopia. Samuel, it's nice to have you with us. What can you tell us about government forces' efforts to capture the regional capital, Mekelle?
Every indication, sources, including Reuters, as you mentioned, are telling us the Ethiopian troops are in Mekelle now. They're in a battle for the heart of the TPLF capital, which has been Mekelle for the last 3 decades. And the TPLF is not giving up easily. And the Ethiopian forces and the Ethiopian government feels like this is within reach, and they'll be done within a few days, by Monday. They've been telling us off the record. So it's getting very close. But again, people are just dying left and right, and that's where we are.
As you no doubt are aware, a spokeswoman for Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has given assurances that civilian targets in Mekelle would not be bombed. How realistic is that?
I mean, I don't know of any conflicts during my own time, and even going as far as a century ago, reading books where there has been conflicts that hasn't really affected ordinary people, the most innocent people, the poorest among us. And this conflict would be no exception. You know, we've been hearing of Eritrean troops coming in, looting different properties and houses. From the TPLF side, the government is telling us this is just an internal issue. I like to believe them. That's the way it is going. But this is going to be affecting thousands of people, and it's going to be, you'll be hearing lots of stories when this is done and over.
You say it's going to affect thousands of people, and you're just referring to that specific region. But what does this offensive mean for the entire region?
You know, there's those that disagree with me, but I've been saying from day one, whatever happens in Ethiopia, you know, it's a huge country with more than 110 million people. Whatever happens in Ethiopia will likely affect neighboring countries. It's affecting neighboring countries as of now. The people that are in Sudan at 43,000, estimated by the UN, are at least underestimated because there are many people that haven't been accounted, thousands of people. So that's the Sudan. When you move to the South Sudan, it's a country that has known conflict from day one since its independence in 2011. It will likely affect that South Sudan. When this is done, you know, when you have this many refugees, you don't expect them to stay in the Sudan. They're coming to Europe. There's going to be a migration boom coming to Europe, and the European leaders, that's why they need to take it seriously.
Samuel Getachew with his eyes on an evolving story there in Ethiopia. Much thanks for your perspective.
Thank you, Michael.